Well, this is the ultimate way to show your school spirit.
When you wear your Wildcat gear, you can also actually help wounded veterans and service members, and it's possible because of Operation Hat Trick, a concept put into motion by Dot Sheehan, who joins us now to talk all about it. Such a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is great.
So how did it start in the first place? What was your inspiration?
Well, I'm from the Northeast. I live in New Hampshire. And I was listening to a Boston radio station one day, and the trivia contest was, the question was, what is the one thing head wounded soldiers coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan want the most? The answer was a baseball cap.
Really?
It covers wounds and swelling and treatment and bandages, and it just struck me so like, well, come on, can you just get them a hat, right? At the time I worked at the University of New Hampshire in college athletics. We lived and died by hockey. And in the middle of the night I thought, let's call it Operation Hat Trick, not really knowing what that meant, right?
Right.
A few months later, one of our professors lost his Navy SEAL son in Iraq, Nate Hardy, along with Mike Koch, and we dedicated Operation Hat Trick to them. Our mission is to support the recovery of wounded service members and veterans, and we're probably the only nonprofit like it in the country. We make money through product, selling product. And there's a royalty built into everything we sell, so every day, every single day, anything that's sold, there is a portion of that sale that goes back to organizations that support the recovery of wounded service members and veterans.
What a fantastic idea that you had, and you put all of this together, including some of the designs that you brought with us today.
Right. Well, right now we have like over 400 colleges that have adopted Operation Hat Trick, 21 NHL teams, 15 NBA teams, 80 minor league baseball teams. I think probably the NFL, what we'll show you is probably a little bit of a conflict. Would love to get into Major League Baseball, and we work with corporations. So yeah, it feels since 2014 we've donated over $1.3 million, and for a small operation, we are really proud of what we do.
Yeah, that's not so small, is it?
No, it's not now. It's not now. That's right.
So show us what you've brought along with you.
Well, it's interesting. We have something new. Can I
Please.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
This is by Zephyr, and this is called Tokyo Dachi. Dachi is all dressed up in Operation Hat Trick, and this is, of course, an Arizona shirt.
Yes.
And so Tokyo Dachi, there are socks. There's a hat over here that we have.
Let's make sure they can see that logo, the Arizona logo you were showing us, because it really is beautiful. It's a nice placement for it, not only that, but I love the design of the shirt. What's the other one there?
Yes, this is by 47, and this is one of their shirts for Arizona. And they've got OHT on the sleeve. And what you'll see is there is one of the requirements is a hang tag that tells the story about Nate Hardy and Mike Koch.
Oh, really?
And where all of this started. And I was recently with President Bush on his ranch for a 100K bike ride, where he had 70 wounded warriors riding with him. And we donate the hats, and that's why I'm invited, and you know I'm going to go. And all of those guys left the hang tag on the hat. They look like Minnie Pearl, you know, wearing that with the hat. But the dedication meant so much to them that they literally left it on the hat. Right.
And I'm sure you heard from them personally. What are the stories that they've told you, and how did that impact you when you listened to them?
Oh, some of the impact stories you have, you just say, okay, you know. First trip to Walter Reed, young man, 25. He's a triple amputee. He was burned and he had shrapnel in his face. He had a 5-year-old and a 5-month-old, and he was depressed. I thought, you think so? He's in the workout room, and they said, I handed him a hat and he started to cry.
Really?
And he said, ma'am, you've almost made me feel normal again today, because the hat covered the burns, and maybe, just maybe, my 5-year-old won't be afraid of me today when he comes to visit. Now at Walter Reed, if you cry, you have to go out in the hall. I spent a fair amount of time that year in the hall. And you worry about those guys, because a lot of them are between 19 and 25. They're kids we're talking about.
Of course.
We do our fair share with Vietnam vets, and we do a lot with post 9/11. And the need and some of the things that they need is just unbelievable, quite frankly.
And the support from the public, the support from organizations like you, I mean, obviously it's a heart-wrenching story. It's obvious why we should be giving back in this way, but how would you encourage our viewers? What else should they be doing? I mean, aside, of course, from getting this merchandise, why is it so important for them to be helping with
They
efforts?
should never forget. And I think one of the things that Nate Hardy's father worries about the most is that Nate will be forgotten.
Dot, thank you so much for what you're doing right now, and for sharing all of this knowledge and the background that you've come to found. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It is an honor to do the work. Arizona has been unbelievable. They're on board 1,000,000%, and we're very thankful for that.
Good. Military community. Dot, thanks again.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about Operation Hat Trick and to check out some of their merchandise, you can visit operationhattrick.org or you can call 603-674-2530.